Loup Garou is one of the few wood coasters Vekoma ever built, and one of two still remaining. Located at Walibi, Belgium, I hadn't heard too much about this ride going into my visit. I feared that was a bad thing. I thought it would be an uncomfortable mess, but I'm pleased to say it wasn't. In fact, it was much better than that. Find out why in this review. Come the turn of the millennium, Belgium didn't have a single wood coaster still operating. Back when this park was known as Six Flags Belgium, they decided to remedy that. So for the 2001 season, the park added Loup Garou. This would be the second of 3 Vekoma wood coasters ever to be built. The first went to another park in the same chain. Just 1 year prior, Six Flags Holland added Robin Hood. The two coasters had identical top speeds and track lengths, but their layouts were different. Robin Hood was a U-shaped out-and-back coaster. Loup Garou had this weird T-shaped layout. Robin Hood is the one and only Vekoma Woody that has been closed. In 2019, the park now known as Walibi Holland hired Rocky Mountain Construction, or RMC, to perform an Iron Horse conversion, transforming the coaster into Untamed. While I never rode Robin Hood, I cannot fault the park for building what I consider to be the best coaster in all of Europe. Untamed is an airtime machine that is now the signature attraction of that Dutch park. So it is fair to wonder if the same thing will happen to Loup Garou, because it's a similar ride of similar age in the same chain. One potential fly in the ointment is that Loup Garou is still one of the most popular rides at Walibi, Belgium. Per queue times, it routinely is a 45 to 60 minute wait most days. On the specific day I visited over the summer, it was the longest line in the park by far at 90 minutes, although that was caused by two factors. One, morning thunderstorms delayed the coaster's track walk, so maintenance couldn't get the ride open until the second half of the day. Two, the poor weather forecast led to the park running one train on most of their coasters the day I visited. These two factors caused the line to surge in the afternoon and move slowly. I believe the coaster does run 2 trains quite a bit, just not the day I was there. The wait didn't look too exciting either. The name translates to werewolf, but there is zero theming, and the way the coaster is positioned makes it tricky to get a lot of angles of it off-ride. Plus, 1/3 to 1/4 of the train was being allocated for the Speedy Pass skip-the-line system. I was fortunate to have Speedy Pass for 2 reasons. 1, it made Loup Garou just a 1-train wait. 2, it gave me my choice of seats. Each of these trains seats up to 24 riders. Each train is comprised of 4 cars, each with 3 rows of 2. Loup Garou has a narrow load platform. An employee only lets enough people into the station to fill the train. Speedy Pass was always admitted first, so I had first pick where I wanted to sit. While this was great for me, I do see how this would be problematic for people in the standby queue who want a specific row. They have very little chance of getting the front. I tried both the front and back, but I strongly prefer the back car, specifically rows 10 and 11. The back car is the best airtime by far, but I would be careful to avoid a wheel seat or the very back of a car. A large chunk of this ride is quite bumpy, but it is noticeably worse in rows 3, 6, 9, and 12. Fortunately, those trains do help quite a bit. They have a lot of similarities to the first generation GCI Millennium Flyers. You have a similar barred design in front. Then the seats are super cushiony as well. They can absorb most of the bumps to mitigate discomfort. If these seats weren't as soft as they were, I probably would have had a much different opinion on this coaster. Then the restraints are T-bars that also swivel downwards. Only a thin cylinder makes contact with your waist, so your legs are free to lift upwards for any airtime. I would advise holding onto the bar once checked though. It's pretty heavy, so we'll want to lower throughout the ride. Once dispatched, you turn right and ascend the 92-foot or 28-meter tall lift hill. At the top, you navigate a drop that's quite a bit shorter at just 77 feet or 23.5 meters in height. And a general theme with this coaster is that it stays pretty high off the ground for most of the layout. Even most of the valleys after the drops don't go all the way back down to the ground. But on this first drop, if you're in the back car, you do get some decent floater airtime. Now the subsequent valley is brutal. It is the roughest part of the ride by far. It'll vibrate the train mightily. And that continues into the first half of the first turnaround. This element is otherwise forgettable. The pullout from this first turnaround has a minimally banked 45-degree bend to the right. I expected a sharp jolt of laterals when I saw it, but it was much milder than I anticipated. That immediately leads into a camelback that offers decent floater airtime for all. Next is another turnaround, but this one is more interesting than the first one. It has a gradual entry that banks sideways, giving those up front some laterals. Then this turnaround culminates in a double down that is excellent in back. The first hump is good floater airtime, and the second hump is weaker but still present floater. Plus, that second one dives into the support structure for some head choppers. Next is another camelback. This one has a minimal drop on the other side, but it still gives solid floater airtime for all. The third turnaround is tucked against the first one, but it has more speed, so it induces okay laterals this time. This leads to a bunny hill. It rises up a short distance and drops even further down. You don't get airtime up front, but those in back will get an abrupt burst of airtime on the descent. Loup-Garou then has an L turn to the right. The entry and exit are not sharp enough for airtime, but you do get laterals. They are quite good up front. They're briefer and weaker in back, but you'll still get some. You then have another turnaround. No airtime in the entry, but the exit produces the strongest airtime in the ride if you're in that back car. The drop off it has a shocking pop of ejector airtime. This is immediately followed by a great bunny hill. Everyone gets some wonderful sustained floater airtime. And you have a double dose of head choppers too. Half of them are at the apex, and the other half occur in the pullout. Loup-Garou then culminates with this awkward helix. It's a 360-degree upwards helix. It's bumpy, slow, and forceless, which is not a combination a ride should strive for. You then hit the brakes and return to the station, ending this 3,396 foot, or 1,035 meter long coaster. That is a good length for a wood coaster, especially one that's under 100 feet in height. So what would I rate the oldest wood coaster still operating in Belgium? I would give Loup-Garou a 7 out of 10. It's probably a bit better than that in the back, but worse in other rows. What this ride does well, it does really well. This ride has some really nice airtime. Everyone comes out of their seat on the camelbacks and bunny hills, but those in back get some more potent airtime off the turnarounds. This coaster does have two flaws though. The biggest one is that it's very bumpy. The trains do make the coaster tolerable in most rows, but it's impossible to ignore how much it shakes you about. 2. The pacing is not perfect. While the hills and drops are fun, the ride loses some speed and power in the turns and final helix. I suspect this ride may get the RMC treatment in the future, but the current form still offers an enjoyable experience that I believe makes it the second best coaster at this Belgian theme park. Just avoid those wheel seats. Although I cannot deny another Untamed would be a vast improvement. That and Conda would be a legendary 1-2 punch that no park could top. So those are my thoughts on Loup-Garou, the oldest remaining Vekoma wood coaster. What are your thoughts on this ride? Do you enjoy it? Or would you prefer to see it RMC'd? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.